So to this evening's session, we're going to be going over your Moodle Rooms assignment, your Find a Code, and your coding exercise, okay? And I have those up here, okay? So first, we're going to get started with your Week 3 Build a Code homework assignment. Now, I know some of you are having some concerns with how it doesn't provide the last step. The thing is that we want you to try to figure it out and with our guidance. Okay, that's the whole point. So let's go to number 1, building this ICD-10 code rather for stress fracture, right shoulder, initial encounter. Remember, this right here is what the code you're going to enter in letter H. Remember, when it says select the last step in the coding process, that means in Build a Code, you're going to select the code for this, and then that actual code will be entered here, okay? So again, our main goal is to get to step H, which is to find the stress fracture, right shoulder, initial encounter using Build a Code. So let's go to our Build a Code, and I'm going to Tools, Build a Code. And then I made sure, okay, I have ICD-10 selected. That's very important. Okay. And then let me see, I don't remember what it asked me to select. Okay, disease of the musculoskeletal system and connective tissue. So that is number 13. Okay. Then our next step is to select osteopathies and chondropathies. That's right here. Okay. Then we are to select disorders of bone density and structure. Okay. And that's housed at the very bottom. Okay. Now our next step says to select disorder of continuity of bone, which is right there. Okay. Then our next step says select right shoulder. Okay. But as you see, we have other disorders of continuity of bone, pathological fracture, not elsewhere classified. So, okay, I missed a step here in my reading. Okay, select stress fracture. I skipped letter E. So, disorder of continuity of bone, and then we have select stress fracture. See how easy it is just to, with coding, everything has to be so specific, okay? That was a great example. All right, so checking and making sure you follow each step and everything. Okay, so after the disorder of continuity of bone, we have select stress fracture. So we have that. Okay, and since the next step says select right shoulder, you don't see that specifically in here, right shoulder. So what are you going to do? Select on shoulder, because it said select the right shoulder. Okay, so now it says to select stress fracture. It says right shoulder, left shoulder, or stress fracture unspecified shoulder. Since the direction said select right shoulder, we're going to say, okay, right shoulder. Okay, so now based off of these options, what code will you select for stress fracture, right shoulder, initial encounter? Again, stress fracture, right shoulder, initial encounter. Stress fracture, right shoulder, initial encounter. Which code would you select for letter H in your homework assignment? That's correct, Megan. Yep, M84.311A as in apple. So there you go, that's correct. So then we're going to select the actual code, click on it, okay, and then retrieve the actual code right here, M84.311A. That's the code we're going to enter into letter H, okay? So M84.311 letter A, okay? Okay, so that's how you find that specific code, okay? All right, so now the next one here, 6 through 10, okay? We have pathological. We're going to select the correct ICD-10 code. So let me get out of Build a Code and go back to our tools, find a code search, and find a code. right? And so I have ICD-10 checked only. I unchecked anything else because that, for me personally, that makes it better, okay, to find, okay? So going back to our assignment, let me go ahead and click out of this because we completed this. And make sure it's recording everything. Okay, all right. So for our first one, for number 6, we have pathological fracture, unspecified site, initial encounter for fracture. Okay, so I'm gonna copy and paste that in here, and it always captures the number as well. So let me just click on the search. All right, so it says no complete matches found, but it has partial matches shown below. Again, so if there aren't any complete matches, you're going to still look in the partial matches because that means that something specifies specifically on the actual form or discharge summary, anything of that nature. It's something extra added. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on the first one. Okay, we have pathological fracture, unspecified site, initial encounter for fracture. Okay, again, we have pathological fracture, unspecified site, initial encounter for fracture. That's pretty much dead on, correct? So let's just go to, just for kicks and giggles, let's go to the next one, okay? So we have pathological fracture in other disease, unspecified site, initial encounter for fracture, okay? It did not specify in other disease, okay? This is pathological fracture, okay? Unspecified site, initial encounter for fracture. Self-explanatory, okay? So therefore, our code is M84.40XA as in apple, okay? So that would be entered right here. Whoops. Okay. All right, so the next one, we have type 2 diabetes mellitus with unspecified complications. Okay, let's get out of this. Let's go back to our finder code. Okay, we have type 2, again, type 2 diabetes mellitus with unspecified complications. And I believe it captured the number, yep, number 7, so let me just take that out of here. Okay. Okay, so from this page, again, no complete matches found. However, there are some partial matches. What code do you see matches our type 2 diabetes mellitus with unspecified complications? What code would you select for number 7? Type 2 diabetes mellitus with unspecified complications. That's correct, Megan. E11.8. Okay. Great job. Next, we have glaucoma. Okay, so which code would you select for glaucoma? Remember, again, just glaucoma. Don't try to overanalyze it or anything. It's just plain old glaucoma. If there was just glaucoma, which one would you select for glaucoma? That's correct. That's correct, Angel. Good job. H40. Okay. Okay. Next, we have pain not elsewhere classified. I'm just going to type that in here. Pain not else classified. Okay. Which code would you select for number 9? Pain not elsewhere classified. Correct. Correct, Angel. Good job. G89. Okay. And then last but not least, we have Streptococcus group A, causing diseases classified elsewhere. Okay. I believe it captured a number. Yep, it did here. Okay. Let's get out of that. All right. Which code would you select? Streptococcus group A, causing diseases classified elsewhere. That's correct. B95.0, great job, Megan. That's great. Good job, all of you. This is great. Look at this, you're a pro. All of you, you're a pro. So this is how you complete this portion of your assignments involving coding